Today started off looking like it might rain all day, and by the time we got done doing the errands of the day and taking care of the farm, it cleared up and became one of the really nice rides of this year. Very, very nice weather, and we're coming up into the part of the year where by the end of the afternoon we're in the 60s, sometime even in the low 70s. Just perfect weather. Everything's turning green. All the flowering trees are flowering, and we're just loving being out from the salty roads that we went through all this winter. This brutal winter, I should say that. But anyway, it was a wonderful day. We had a great ride, and it just couldn't have been any nicer. And it should be a really good day. It rained like a crazy amount last night. Everything is still soaking wet. So what I decided to do today, if it's going to work out, I never know what's going to work out. You never know if you can believe the weatherman. Well, you know you can't believe them. It's like politicians. You just can't believe anybody anymore. But you can believe me. How's that sound anyway? You think I'm running out of things to talk about here? I'm not. I have to take Karen on some errands. I got to get the farm cooking this morning. And then I want to, hopefully it's not going to be raining this afternoon and I'll be able to get a ride. So I got an email from Len last night. He's going to set me up with a guy named Eddie Carpenter, and he sent me his email address to make a connection. I got an email this morning. Super nice email, Eddie. Thank you very much for the kind words. But then I looked at his email address. His email address is Fast Eddie Fix My Motorcycle. Why didn't I think of that? That's a cool address. So I haven't met him yet. We're going to meet him in a very near future and hopefully get him to come down and check out the bikes, maybe share some information. He's from the city. So, and I'm from Brooklyn at one point in my life, so maybe we'll even talk the same language. Who knows? Brooklynese. I don't know yet. Maybe we will. That's really funny. I was in Indiana one time, and a young woman said to me, "What part of Brooklyn are you from?" What the? She must have been watching The Sopranos every day or something. And this is the kind of stuff you can't make up. You can't make this up. Last year, I always say I don't want to live a Groundhog Day life. Last year we trapped and relocated to Giant Stadium 3 groundhogs. Guess what we saw this morning in our driveway? They have a baby. So I know there's 3 of them. There's a mama bear, a papa bear, a baby groundhog. So Karen and I are going to have to go get our own have-a-heart trap. We borrowed one from the neighbor last year, and it worked great. And boy, they ate all of Karen's lettuce. She was not happy. Anyway, that's our thing. We got some errands to do this morning. Hopefully it won't rain. We got to take care of the barnyard animals. And Eddie Fix My Motorcycle. That's a great, why didn't I think it? I could have been Windy. Watch my video that's really cool. Anyway, we're going to meet him soon. He'll be on our video. And if you don't like him, you know what to do. Same thing you do with me. Delete, delete, delete. And you can't imagine how beautiful the wisteria is. It's going to be nice. If the sun comes out again today, we didn't come out yesterday. And most of it winds up in a pond where I have to scoop it out anyway. But the fish are hungry. All right, you guys, it's not catch and release, you know. It's catch and feed. Come on, boys. You can do it. Let me touch your nose. So friendly. Look at these guys. Come on, guys. You can do it. It's so much fun early in the morning before I have my coffee. Okay, boys. That's funny about that email. Fred Anderson's email was Fast Freddy, and this guy is Fast Eddie. I got to keep track of that. These are my fast fish. So in the middle of all this, Karen just changed the plan just a little bit because it looks like it's going to rain any minute here. More rain is what we need. She decided she'd like to stop at a few garden centers along the way too. So it'll be a fun day. But this is truly the life of the farmer. Every morning you get up and all your little plants, now look at this, how the beans are growing. Look at the size of my hand here. The beans are bigger than my hand. And this is only in, I think, a week or 2 weeks. Tomatoes are growing. The wisteria's out there blooming away. Karen's as happy as could be, but I need to have my coffee. All farmers need coffee. And once that coffee kicks in, my energy level will go like a right down a drain. Karen gave the birds a loaf of bread this morning. That's one of her homemade breads too. Even the birds like her bread. So we got a few minutes before we got to leave, and the sky is not looking any better than it did before.
So I'm thinking about all the hours we put into these wheels, and I know Dallas will love seeing these wheels go around and around today if we get to ride. I really thought that added a nice touch to what already is a very attractive bike to me. That was like the cherry on a sundae. I wanted to get the bike all pre-flighted up so when I get back from my errands I'll be ready to go out on the open road if it's sunny. And of course, anything I can do now, it gives me more time in the afternoon to ride. Having these 90-degree valves, it just makes checking the air so much easier. We have brand new tires on this bike, a brand new set of Michelin Commanders. Should be a nice day to do some cruising, if the weather just it doesn't go south, which it does, like it did yesterday. And I do like to clean up the bike. If I get a little bit ahead, it'll be this much more ahead for this afternoon. Now the bike is all pre-flighted and ready to go when we get back. And I wanted to shoot a couple pictures, and again, I got a few minutes here. The sun isn't really out yet, but let's hope it will be by this afternoon. Dry up some of the water from, and you can see the driveway is still wet in spots. I would always much rather be riding on dry roads. Now the wet roads, as you can imagine, they're slipperier than dry roads. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is you're always picking up that little dirt and grit into the chain, into the front of the engine, into the who knows what, up under the fenders where it's hard to clean. I did want to get some of these pictures done while the wisteria is in bloom. I've been shooting every day with the bike that I ride. I've been trying to get some pictures. And if I see some flowering trees along the way that look real nice, I can add them to my album too. But this is just a special time of year here in northern New Jersey, and people that live up here, it always amazes me. There's a lot of people drive right by beautiful things, trees, flowers, scenery, lakes, and they never even see them. They never even look. And I don't know. I'm mesmerized by this stuff from every angle. And Karen and I, on our trips to the garden center, we just love hanging out there and picking out stuff for the yard. It's a big part of our life. And I hope you enjoy, well, just sharing it with us when we go out on our errands here. Very soon, we'll be out. Yeah, so we got a few photos for our album. We're putting everything away and we're going to get ready. Head out to the garden centers. Karen's favorite thing, and let's hope it clears up. So what better way to start off a rainy day? Always puts me in a good mood to be in the gardening center. And Karen and I both do enjoy these little escapades. Karen's thinking of getting some lupines for our garden. I don't know if they're going to be appropriate though. What flower does this bee prefer? Can you recommend a good plant here, Mr. B? You couldn't imagine how happy Karen is, and now it's time to go home and see if it's appropriate to get a ride in. Well, we got everything in-house now. The church bells are ringing, and the wisteria is blooming. So the only thing, and shame on me because I haven't figured out a way to get the Valentine radar detector onto that gas cap with the jivvy bag. That's on me, but hey, we're headed out. I'll have it sooner or later. I'm just waiting for Karen to make the lunch. She'll be out here under our umbrella, checking out the incipient beauty of the GS. I'm sure Dallas is doing the same thing out in Sacramento, or anybody that has a GS. Just a beautiful bike, and I'm not prejudiced. And I really do like the way the wheels came out. That was time well spent. Oh, I love the sound of this bike. There's just a beautiful sound. And all that low end torque, you never have to rev it to get a nice acceleration. And of course, this engine is one of the ones that's an icon in the world of motorcycling. Now, the roads today were still wet from the night before. We had big rain the night before. And where we are north of Rutherford, it's just a little bit cooler too. Now you can still see those wet spots, and they are a little slippery. And I've got to be conservative because I don't have a radar detector on this bike yet. And I have to really work on figuring out how I'm going to get that radar detector on. You can still see usually that the wet spots are where it's shady. This guy's got a bigger farm than me. But as the day played out, the roads dried up, made it even a little more enjoyable. But there are still wet spots where it's shady. That's the trick. Some old farm equipment there. I don't know if I got it on the video. And of course, still a lot of trees are flowering up in this area. Now, Kingsland Road was still soaking wet just like it rained. But by the end of the day, the sun came out and everything was beautiful. You just got to be so careful when you don't have a radar detector. And just check out the sky, blue as can be. And this was truly a low traffic day. Almost no traffic. And almost no law enforcement. That's important too. And no problems with the GS, it just drones on and on. Coming up on 73,000 very soon. Well, if there ever was a bulletproof engine, that GS engine is it. And I love the sound. I wish the sound was a little more accurate on video. The guy has his own private pizza oven. That's pretty cool. And some of the places still have leaves. Look at the leaves on the side of the road. That's seems like every road up in this area is just a little different. Historic plates, good for life, pay once and you never pay again. And all the bikes I have that are one owners are very special to me. And I've had this bike since it was brand new. When I bought this bike, I had no idea how long I'd have it. It's actually a part of my family for many years now, since '82. And still just so comfortable to ride, and nice torque. And always so reliable, just a reliable machine. I think Suzuki really got it right with this package. And if you have one, I'm sure you agree. And I'm so happy I did those wheels over the winter. Those wheels add just a nice little custom touch. And I remember it wasn't long ago those same lakes were frozen. And that exhaust system, I love that exhaust. It's a true 80s bike. A lot of people consider it the original Superbike. To me, it's just a great bike, period. And the styling is truly timeless. And the engine just seems to go on forever. And I wish I was going on forever. But even a great day like today comes to an end. Time to head home and hope the coffee is brewing. That last little bit of the ride, I dream about Karen. She'll probably be sitting on the porch and have my coffee waiting for me. Now, while I'm out getting my intense exercise riding motorcycles, this is a woman of leisure. Telephones, catalogs, ay, ay, ay. Is my coffee on? That's the main thing.
Sorry.
Sorry! I thought you were going to say yes. This is a video. You have to say
nice out here.
Too nice to make me my coffee. So I see my bride is on the porch. I hope the coffee is being brewed. This is a primary thing on a day like today. What a wonderful day it turned out to be. It was really not that nice this morning. The sun came out. It really went up there, up in the 60 degrees plus. It was really nice. So anyway, I do want to thank the healthcare workers. Thank you guys so much. Thank you a million times. We have gotten over a year of all this frustration and shots, and I know you guys have stepped up to the plate. Thank you again. So I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy sharing our little life and gardening and bees flying around. You never know what's going to happen here. We try to make the most out of every day that we have here on the farm, and we do enjoy sharing it with you. I enjoy the editing, and thank you so much for watching. So we do try to post something on our channel every day. Sometimes we miss a day, of course. We try to ride all season long. Sometimes we get snowed in or snowed off the road or whatever. We try to show the machines in our circle of friends, especially the A-team. And we're always adding new friends. Maybe you're one of them. All the time. We love to restore old bikes. But there's a lot of things about these old and new super bikes. I always like to have one from every 10-year period, and I like every one of my rides to be just a little bit different. And I like to evil twin the bikes out so that each bike I have, it feels like I have more. I only have 9, but it feels like I have 20 or whatever. It's just my little thing that I add to the sport. And I love to go to ride on these back roads. I love the West Cooley bike. I love having all of the body work. I can switch it into a West Cooley bike in about an hour and a half. It just makes it that much more fun. We try to polish all the engines on the bikes Some of those videos are still out on the channel. In fact, they all are. What am I talking about? And I really hope you enjoy watching the video, the stuff we do in the shop, the rides we go on, and the adventures we go on. And thanks so much for watching.